Hello friends, welcome back to English language class. Today our topic of discussion is library as a knowledge center to learn English. Well friends, I am sure you might have visited libraries more than once, maybe for collecting books or reference material or any other purpose. Today let us look into the avenues which the library opens for its users. To begin with, libraries are gateways to knowledge and culture. Now hitherto library was considered as just a storehouse of books, but no more. Apart from books, library has various resources which a language teacher can use. Then here we see students sitting in calm and serene atmosphere, and we can see how concentrating they are. They are concentrating on the material which they are reading, and the ambience and the environment of the library helps for learning. So it enhances learning. So this is what this kind of environment helps the users or the people who visit the library to acquire knowledge and use that knowledge which they acquire in their day-to-day life. Now let's move forward. Library creates opportunities for learning. That's very true, and it is more true nowadays. Now what are the different opportunities a user of the library gets? Like he can borrow the books, we said, he or she can refer the materials, but of course there are more things which a user have opportunities for learning. Let's explore. It supports literacy and education. Now when we say literacy and education, it is not just concerned to the subjects which we are dealing. It can be a general thing, and a library need not be used only by the students and teachers. The whole family can use a library for reading the newspapers, for magazines, and it has more to offer. Then let's move forward. Now this is another picture of the uses of library. You can see the vast collection of the books and the people sitting in the center and trying to, not trying, they are deeply involved in the reading. They are working on the tasks which they have. So this is the atmosphere which a library gives us, and very often people, usually students, visit the library. But if we can make it a family affair, then we can visit more often in the weekends and acquire the knowledge it can offer to us. Let's look more about this library. Library ensures an authentic record of knowledge created and accumulated by past generations. Now here in this we need to know the meaning of two words: authentic record, accumulated. What do we mean by authentic record? Authentic records are real records, a true record, like the record which you can rely upon. If you want some record to show your research work, you can look into the documents where you can find the subject matter which is authentic and which you can use in your research thesis. You are acknowledging the source of the book. We will talk about the research thesis, acknowledgement, what is a bibliography in our further discussion. Libraries are storehouse of digitized materials. Most of the libraries now, the material, the books are digitized. Even the thesis. I was just surprised when I just browsed online. I could see the list of the PhD dissertations which have been submitted to the universities. But if you want to get access to this material, you need to take membership. And membership to a library is not much. It is just a nominal fee, and annual fee you can browse on the internet and find out what is the annual fee which you have to pay in order to use the library. Well, in our discussion we are going to talk about 3 libraries. Here is one library, Arts College Library. Have a look at it. Then we have British Council Library. This is the picture of the Arts College Library. And we are going to view the video on Arts College. Friends, I was lucky to find this video on the internet. I have not recorded. I just browsed the internet and I could find the video. Then what I did, I talked with the librarian Pavan Kumar, and he said this is done by Muttanna, the former the librarian who is retired now. Then I took his phone number, then I made a call, and I told him that I want to use it for my lesson. He was so happy. He said, "I'm glad that you want to use this." I said, "I'm not using the whole video, I'm just taking the clippings." So I downloaded the video, I took few clippings. Now why I'm explaining this all to you? Well friends, if we are interested in teaching, we need to give some additional material to the students apart from what is there in the textbook. And it's not difficult. Just a click of mouse on the internet, the whole knowledge is in front of you. And you should know how to manage your time, how to approach people, then the things are very easy. Now we'll watch one more video on University Library, where the in-charge officer is talking about the library. This is the oldest library, and the 3 libraries which I am talking today are in Hyderabad, and access to this library is through a membership. And the details of membership, everything you can find on the website. So let's watch one more video.
7th largest university in the country, 3rd largest in South India. The university was established in the year 1918, and along with that our Usman University Library is also established. Our library functions from morning 8 to till night 12 o'clock for the benefit of students community. And we have got several sections in our library. We have got ordering section, technical section, stock section, lending section, reference section, periodical section, internet section, United Nations depository sections, PC sections, competitive exams reference library, and we have got manuscript section, we have got Vision of Usmania, and we have got a digital library that is a scanning center for the rare and old documents. And we are extending number of services like lending, interlibrary loan service, photocopy services for the students' benefit, and referral and reference service, internet-based services. We are also extending e-resources facility for the students' benefit and research scholars' benefit. You have got another important, you have got a strong section called that is thesis and dissertations, where we have got about 11,000 and add. We have got the PhD and MPhil which are submitted to the Usman University for the award of MPhil and PhD degrees. And we have got a UN publication section, UN deposit section, wherein we have got about 10,000 documents are there. Our Usman University Library is one of the center which receives on free of cost from the UNESCO and UN the official publications, which we are preserving for the benefit of research scholars. And we have got a competitive reference library which helps to the students for their competitive exams purpose. We purchase all the latest publications of general knowledge and other competitive.
Well friends, we have just watched Arts College Library, and he has given in detail what are the departments they have. Actually this video is of more than 1 hour. I have just have taken just the appropriate clippings which are relevant to our lesson. So this is how we do. And it also says there is a facility for photocopying, and the charges are minimum. So if you want some material for reference or any worksheet for your students, we can just go there, look for the material needed and get it xeroxed. Then the other library which I want to talk is British Council Library. Now British Council Library, this is in Jubilee Hills, and you have a number of programs going on in this library for improvement of English, learning of English. So the whole set of material which you need for your enhancement of language skills are available in this library. And here the library, go to the website of the library, you can see the membership details, how to take membership and what are the timings, and in most of the libraries there is a separate reading room where you can sit and read. So friends, please do take membership of the any one or two libraries so that you can get the material which you want. Now the best part is, if we don't have time to visit the library, now it has online access that we will be talking in our further discussion. So sitting at home, whatever material you want, whatever book you want, you can get access to it. It's really very easy to get the material now. Now let's, this impressed me. When I opened the website of British Council Library, it says our library is not a wallet of only the best books stocked for you. It's more. Rather, it is a place for people from all walks of life to quench, look at the word quench, to quench their thirst for knowledge and grow with us. So as the library is adding more and more material, so the users who visit this library also should grow, which says that use more, use the material which is available in the library, enrich your knowledge, and in the same way enrich the knowledge of the students. We teachers always have to enhance our knowledge in order to enhance the knowledge of the children. So unless we are thorough with the language skills and language acquirement, we cannot think of enhancing the language skills of the students. It is very important. So first get yourself enriched with the language skills and impart the same to the students. How are we going to do? Library is the best resources. Sitting at home, we can grow ourselves, acquire all necessary languages which are required for language learning. Let's look some more slides. Now this is the picture of Ramesh Mohan Library. This is another important library, and it is in the University of English and Foreign Languages. It was earlier called as IFLU, CIFL, sorry, it is earlier called as CIFL, Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages. Now the abbreviation for this is, it is renamed as University or IFLU English University, sorry, IFLU English, IFLU is the University of Language and I'm getting confused. It is called as IFLU English and Foreign Language University. And the library which is located here is Ramesh Mohan Library. And the university is the English and Foreign Language University, IFLU. So the university which I was talking is English and Foreign Language University. The short form is IFLU. This name has been changed from CIFL, Central Institute of English and Foreign Languages. And the name of the library is Ramesh Mohan Library. Here you have a number of books, reference material, research materials, which are all digitalized. And you have a catalog online, you can check the book and take. And those who are doing any course in this library, the library, access to the library is free, but outsiders have to pay a nominal membership fee and take a letter from the principal. Now, we were talking about the libraries, 3 libraries which I have picked. One is the University Library, the other one was British Council Library, then the IFLU, which is in just adjacent to the University B.Ed College. Now, how to look for other resources in the library? We were talking there are resources in the library, And these resources, how are we going to look? It is by simple way of catalog. Now this, the name catalog, you might have heard many a times. And what is a catalog? Let us look at the definition of the catalog. A catalog is a list of items, typically one in alphabetical or any other systematic order. Now the list of these items may be the name of the book or the name of the author. So these are the items of the books which are present in the library. Sometimes you find them in with the name of the book. Sometimes it is the author's name which is in the alphabetical order. Now, opaque, online public access catalog. This is a catalog which I was speaking. Sitting at home with one click, you can look into the list of the books which are available in the library. And I have just visited all these 3 universities' libraries, and I could see the catalog and the list of the books. So friends, do try to find these books. Now, in a library, we find both printed material and non-printed material. Now, what is the printed material? Storybooks, journals, all these things are printed. Now, storybooks again can be fiction and non-fiction. When we say fiction, it is the material or the literature created by imagination. A story of fiction refers to literature created by imagination. It is not true. It is an imaginary story. Then we have, now here we have the pictures of comics, and also you can see the children looking very interestingly at the book. This can be a story book. So do take the children to the library where they can look the books for themselves. Now, non-fiction refers to literature based on facts. Here the literature is true. Whatever true facts are taken for writing the story, this true life story, or so the non-fiction literature is based on facts. Then we were talking of reference books. So library is a storehouse of reference books. Now here you see the boy is looking at a book. He has a book in the lap and he is trying to pick another book. Watch him carefully. What do you observe when you watch his face? Look at the interest he has in his eyes. He's trying to pick the book and read what is written on the material and try to understand whether the book which he is picking will be useful for him or not. So teachers, let us give an opportunity for the students to look for the books by themselves, not just picking a book and giving them. Let the students pick what book they want. Now students are quite bright, they can do by themselves. Many things which we think students cannot do, really in real sense they can do by themselves. Help them, look the books for them, provide opportunities. Now research thesis. This is what we have heard in the video. He said there is in arts college there is a separate block for this research thesis. How are this useful to us? So you can, if you are doing a research, as teachers we are asked to do action research, and if you want something relevant material, you can look into this research thesis. And this section also has a separate catalog. You can look at the catalog and find out which book is useful for you. Then you can look at the bibliography, which tells you what books you want to take. What is a bibliography? A bibliography is a list of sources, books, journals, websites, periodicals, etc. one has used for researching a topic. So it can be a book, it can be a journal or a website. Periodicals, we'll be talking about journals, periodicals. So it gives a list, and what do we find in the list? It usually includes the bibliographic information, that is the author, title, publisher, etc. So you will have complete details like who is the author, what is the title of the book, when it is publisher, the year it is published along with the name of the publisher. Okay, right. Now we have annotated bibliographies. How is annotated bibliography different from bibliography? Let's look. Now in an annotated bibliography, it includes a summary and evaluation of each of the sources. So there is a summary, and also it can have a summary plus a evaluation, or it can just have either summary or evaluation. So how does this summary and evaluation help a user? See, when you are looking at an annotated bibliography, you will get the complete idea about what that research thesis is. It not only helps the user, but also the researcher, because in order to write a summary and evaluation, he need to have in-depth knowledge of what he is researching. So these are also available in the libraries. Then periodicals. Now periodicals are published with fixed intervals between the issues. So there is a fixed time between the issues, then it is called a periodical. Then we have journals. Now a journal is written by a it is a scholarly publication, and it contains articles written by researchers, professors, teachers and experts. And journals are really very interesting, because you find really the real classroom experiences in the journal if you look at the appropriate and relevant journal. And as a teacher, you can also write your experiences. Classroom experiences can also be written as a paper and submitted to the journal where they get published. So what is the use of publishing a journal or reading a journal? So when your article is published in a journal, you are sharing your experiences with your fellow teachers. They get to know what you are doing, and it gives an inspiration to the teachers, and they also know the material and what is going on in and around the world. So if you visit a library, do look at journals and try to read the articles. You can look in the index page where you can find different articles. Just try to read 1 or 2 articles. You will get an idea how to write an article yourself. Right. Now this is the name of one of the journal, the Journal of English Language Teaching, JELT. So you can look this journal. You can also look at this journal online. So the Journal of English Language Teaching, it is more relevant for English teachers. Then we have International Journal of English Language Teaching. The International Journal of English Language Teaching is another journal. I have just given a sample of 2 journals. Friends, you browse the internet. This is your assignment. Look for more journals, write down and try to, so you ask for the gist of the journals, then it will give you the gist of the journals. What is the journal, what it contains, right? So try, do this assignment and see the whole world of English opens to you. Now newspapers. Now the newspapers are also available in the library. You may say, what's new about this? Every day we get a newspaper at home. But you can find newspapers of the previous years also stored in the library. And at home we read 1 newspaper, but you get an opportunity to read a number of newspapers. And the good news, and I think most of you are using, we can read these newspapers on our mobile. And newspaper is highly related to the improvement of language skills. You are able to read, your reading skills gets improved. If there are some words which you are not able to understand, note down the words, look into the dictionary, try to know the meaning and try to use that word in your daily life, so that those words, you get empowered with those words and usage of the words. So the collection of the new words goes on and your vocabulary improves. And this kind of assignment you can give it to your students too. It is really a very good assignment. See, this here we see in the picture, the student is reading the newspaper online. Then we have encyclopedias. Now, how is an encyclopedia different from other things? A book, set of books, optical disc, mobile device, or online informational resource containing articles on various topics. In an encyclopedia, usually it has articles on various topics. Very rarely we find an encyclopedia where the article only it is about one subject and different aspects of that subject are given. This is very unusual, but in common you find encyclopedias containing various topics. Both the kinds of encyclopedias are available, and we are discussing about them. Now, an encyclopedia usually in alphabetical arrangement covering all branches of knowledge. This is the Encyclopedia of Britannia. This is the oldest encyclopedia and most popular encyclopedia. You can see different volumes, and all these books we cannot buy. We can visit the library and just look at the books and borrow whatever book we want. Or if you don't want to carry the book, you can just take a photocopy of the passages or the papers you want, and which that facility is available in most of the libraries. Now, this is the encyclopedia of an ordinary life, the second type which I was talking. Here the author has written about her life completely. It is the subject matter. She is a teacher. She has written about her experiences, her family, her children, the whole lot of her family. So the subject matter is one, and different aspects of one subject matter is given here. Then let's move forward. This is the one which we have seen in the picture is in the form of encyclopedia format to convey multiple elements of her life in wise, humorous, and sometimes heartfelt entries. Now, we also have children's encyclopedia. Take a look at them. The Oxford Encyclopedia of Children's Literature. This is also one of the best encyclopedia for children. Then as teachers we can suggest children to read these books. And first, before suggesting to the children, we need to look at the books. What is there, so that you can discuss with the children once they read it. So that is very important. Just suggesting the book is not sufficient. Before suggesting, let us have a thorough knowledge of the book, what we are suggesting, how far it is useful for the students, and once if they say that they have read it, we should have a knowledge to discuss with them. That will help really learning a language. Then we have atlases. Now, what is an atlas? Atlases is a plural word and atlas is a singular word, and most of us are familiar with this. It is a book with maps. Atlases are plural word for atlas, and an atlas is a book with list of maps. Now, here we have atlas world, the National Geographical Atlas of the world. So these books are atlases are available in the library. Then how do maps help us? You may say, I am an English teacher, and what is there for me to do with the maps? Friends, please try to relate the subjects. Relating the subject English with other subjects is very important. This helps creates interest in the learners, and also helps the children to learn the spellings, gain authority over the vocabulary. And see, when we are dealing with the maps, now we are very familiar with the GPS, which gives a direction. You can ask, and you yourself, if you want to improve your writing skill, just write a small write-up of reaching your school from home, the directions for reaching the school from your home. It can be a small paragraph. Start writing. Make an effort to start with simple writing, apart from the essays and all, right? Now, this is the World Atlas, which is present on the website. The interesting feature is you click on any country, the country opens, and you can see all the information about the country. Now, here we have two maps. One is labeled, the other one is not labeled. The one which is not labeled, I have downloaded from the teachers' resources which are available online. These are free. You can you can as well download this, make a Xerox copy and give it to the children, ask them to write down the names of the states which are present in South America. You may say it is geography. It's okay. Relate it to English. Ask them, how did they find the names? Ask them to read out the names, read out the spellings, and ask them to find out about South Africa and write a small article on it, small paragraph on it. So let them not think that English is a separate compartment, geography is a separate compartment, history is a separate compartment. This you can give now and then, so that their reading skills, writing skills, and speaking skills are improved. Let's move forward. Now here we find in the picture a girl looking at the directions online. You can look, now you can browse online and look for the directions wherever you want. The GPS is another mobile instrument which is helping us to move from one place to the other. So when you are listening to these directions, your ear gets exposed to English language. So all this English, learning English is not just confined to the textbook and the subject matter which is given in the textbook. The activities which we do in our daily life should help us to improve English language. Let's move forward. Now, collected works. This is another important section which we find in libraries, and in this collected work we find manuscripts. Now, what is a manuscript? A manuscript is a document written by hand, and these are preserved from ages. See, a manuscript is a book, document, or a piece of music written by hand. Let's watch some of the pictures of the manuscript. This is the manuscript written on Talapatra. You can see there in the center there are small holes by which you can pass a string and tie these Talapatras together. Then we have another manuscript. This is about Buddha and it is in Sanskrit. Now let's watch a manuscript of John Keats. This is John Keats' original handwriting, and he has written about the Lamia poem. And this I could get it from online. Now let's look at, we were talking all this while, we were talking about non-print printed material. Now let's move to non-print material. So we have done a thorough discussion on printed material which are available in the library, which we can get access to. Now non-print material, as you know, they are audio materials, then CDs, cassettes, all these are non-print material. Now here we can see a boy just listening to, it can be a music because his face is all with glow, or it can be a story or a humorous story. Now look at the girl, how interestingly she's listening and trying to work on the computer. Now recorded videos and CDs are rich source of information. How? These bring authentic voices into the classroom. Now we know what is authentic voice. The real voice of the expert can be brought into the classroom. The expert need not come into the classroom. We can bring the authentic voice with the help of the videos and audios. We are going to listen to one of the audio in this session. Learners get access to correct pronunciation. Learners can listen and learn appropriate forms. Here is the audio which You will be listening. Yeah, we will listen to the audio. We will go back.
Now listen to a conversation between two students.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Not too good.
What's wrong?
Well, you know how I'm president of the anthropology club? Well, I'm supposed to drive everyone in the club to see a special exhibit at the museum tomorrow. My mom said I could borrow her van, so everyone would fit. But unfortunately, it broke down, and it's not going to be repaired in time for the trip.
Oh, so what are you going to do? Can you rent a van?
Yeah, that's a possibility. It's a little risky for me, though. I've tried to get in touch with the club members, but only 4 have gotten back to me and said they'd contribute some money to the cost.
What about the other members?
I don't know. It'd probably be okay with them too, but that's the risk. I don't know for sure. I don't want to get stuck with having to pay for most of the bill.
Well, since not everyone's gotten back to you, why don't you just postpone the trip? Until your mom's van is repaired.
Yeah, I could do that. Though I'm sure everyone would be real disappointed if they show up tomorrow ready to go and find out that we're not going.
The speakers discuss 2 possible solutions to the man's problem. Briefly summarize the problem, then state which solution you recommend and explain why.
Well, friends, we heard an audio just now, and it is a conversation between 2 people, and there is a task to perform. So this kind of audios are available, and as an English teacher, you can download them, try to look for the appropriate audios which you want. While you are doing some other work also, you can listen to these conversations, you can listen to the pronunciation audios, so that one can improve the accent, pronunciation, try to know the right forms. So the material is available. Only the thing is we need to use them. And they are available in the libraries. Taking membership in a library will help the teachers to get access to this material. They need not go to the library. You can get access online. Well, let's look into some more elements which a library is trying to give us. Now we said videos are important. How is a video different from audio? So when we talk about video, the video brings immediacy and directness. You are directly seeing the person. Like this is a session which we are having, a multimedia session where you can interact, where you can see the way I'm talking, the little movements of the hands and nodding of the head. All these things are available in video. So by watching them, you can correct yourself, imbibe certain gestures and postures which you think are appropriate. Now coming to non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? So a video helps you to acquire non-verbal communication. Just now I was talking about gestures, movements, facial expressions. So gestures are the way, if I want to call somebody, I just make a action and I say that is just a gesture. Movements, the way you sit, the way you turn your head, the way you nod, and all your facial expressions can be, you can bring everything into the classroom, and you yourself also can look at them. Then we have computers. Now these are a big SCERT now in the libraries. Most of the libraries have computers. So if we don't have a computer at home, we can just go to the library, use the computer, and internet is also available and they offer free. So you can use the internet, download the material which you want, and you can be very comfortable. So once you are with the computer, once there is internet, then whatever you want, it may be a book, a manuscript, or whatever you want, you can just look for them, right? Now, computer assisted language learning. This is another important feature which is going on. With the help of computers, we can learn a language. As I was telling you, you can have tutorial sessions also with the expert. You can pick the course which you want, or there are free courses where you can get membership, access to it, and start learning your language. And the same thing can be transferred to the students. This is the tutorial application I was talking. These are short sessions with the expert and with a small element of subject which you want to improve. Now here we see in the picture students sitting in front of the computers and working on the computer. So this is how the tutorial applications can help. And in some schools I think the computers are there, and in some schools they are in working conditions, some they may not. So if the computer is not available in your school, no worries, just go to your library and you can get access to the computer. Now, so we were talking about internet. So internet facilities are available in some of the schools. I doubt how many schools have internet and how many schools the internet is working. But the best source is library. No internet in the school, no worries. Go to the library. First, we need to take a membership in the library in order to get access to these resources. Then we have e-books and audiobooks. So you can read a book, you can listen to a book. Both the things are available. If you are doing some work, go for audiobook. The book goes on reading, you will be listening, and e-books are available on the net. You can just look whatever book you want. So these help to develop and improve reading. So reading, listening, we all know that listening, speaking, reading and writing all are interrelated. By listening to more and more English, your ear gets exposed. The good exposure to English language helps in other skills too. So to develop reading, you can go for e-books or audiobooks, which helps you to get good exposure to English. It provides information about every topic required from the internet. You can provide contact with new people and cultures. So new cultures, new people, you will be able to meet and talk. So access library facilities that are available on internet, I was talking about that. Then to sum up, today we have discussed various resources which are available in a library and how these resources help us to enhance language learning. We have taken 3 libraries, looked into the resources which are available and how best we can use them. Well friends, today we'll stop here, and I'll be taking another session on January 31st. The topic of that session is ICT in ELT. So we'll talk more about internet resources for language development, how best we can use internet resources to help ourselves to equip with language skills and in turn help our classrooms and the students acquire required language skills. Until then, bye. Have a good day. Thank you.